Currently, I'm in the hospital meditation room. Since no one is here, I can talk. I'm not sure how many people actually come in here. But if no one comes in, then I'll do this taping from here. My wife is getting a procedure done to drain fluid from her lung. Either they'll draw it out themselves or they'll have a chest tube that'll be connected and they'll allow the fluid to seep out that way. And in any case, hopefully this will be something that will draw away the fluid that's been in her lungs for quite some time, actually. But every time the doctors will say, no, it's not really enough there to draw out. This time they think it is. And maybe her getting a fever and so on may be an effect of that becoming an infection. So I want to make sure everything is done right. And I think some people do wonder, Elder Heyman, all these things are going on in your life and happening to Sister Marcy. Why do you keep doing what you do? Why do you keep praying? Obviously, God doesn't hear you. Obviously, he's not real because he would do things for you. That's where I have to really lean upon all the years that I've studied. I've learned from great men of God. All the years that I've tried to practice my walk with God, and how sometimes you may stumble, but each year it gets better and better and more in the way of you just know what to do. And don't have to speak in tongues or fall on the floor. There's a quiet reassurance that I have that regardless of what happens, everything's under control. And I have to get to a point, and this is where it takes maturity. And even if something adverse should happen to my baby, my wife, God still has it under control. Because maybe it's time. Maybe she suffered for so long and so much she never really told people about the conditions that she was in. And conditions, I say with a plural, because it's never just one thing that would assail her. It would be multiple things at once. One thing leads to another. You have to separate one thing from another from another. And so first, my faith was based upon her strength. But over these past 2-3 years, the Lord has given me my own strength, my own reassurance that God is here. And it lets me know I can cry when the time comes for it and I need to release. I can do that. Doesn't mean I lost faith. It just means all the emotions in me are spilling out. I'm not going to curse God, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to get angry with God. To be honest, saints, I thank the Lord for allowing me to have her, or to share her, or to be with her for almost 40 years. Some people don't get that long. Some people it's 30, 10, 5, maybe a month or so. All the people that have had their loved ones taken away quickly. Even right now, this year, several of the saints that I knew from a long time have left. And you wonder how their families able to process it. So no, I can't complain. I can't complain, and I won't complain, because I've been blessed. I really have. I think my only concern has been, really, the only concern I've had is, how do I have the strength and the resources to take care of my wife the way that she needs taken care of? And I've been taking it one step at a time. At first, I used to worry a lot about that, because, of course, as you may know, if you don't have the resources, nothing's going to happen good. If you don't have the time, or your body isn't up to it, then you're at a deficit, depending upon someone else, whether they could do it or not. And you can't get mad at them, because they're doing whatever they can over and above what they would normally do in their present lives. So if anyone helps me, I just thank God that you're able to help me. There's some that say, well, but this caregiver doesn't really do very much. Maybe not. But just to watch, it makes me think that if they watch, I can sleep. If they watch, I can get food. If they watch, I can do this. And so, when I say anything I'm grateful for, I really mean it. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God for what He has done and for what He's doing. Now, to be honest, I have a nerve in my neck that hurts. And I understand why. Because I did what the doctors told me don't do. And when I was by myself, and Sister Hamer was getting agitated because I knew she was in a very compromising position, I pulled her up on the bed. And I knew I was going to pay for it, and I am. So all I can do is hopefully try to rest my neck muscles. Right now I'm sitting down, and the couch is actually quite comfortable. I just got a notification that the procedure that I signed for Marcy is there. But do you really know who I miss? Because he would be the one that I could talk to all the time going through this stuff. I really miss Bishop Swansea, because he really cared about Sister Marcy. He asked me constantly about Sister Marcy and how she's doing and what's going on. And I know that we would be talking right now. He would be giving me some sage advice, because he would be talking from experience from Sister Cynthia Swansea, how he had to make sure she was taken care of, and his worries and his fears. And I still remember the day that I got the call. I got the call. We were about to begin Sunday school, or we just started Sunday school. We got the call from Pastor that Sister Cynthia Swansea had passed away. It had to be one of the most darkest days that I've experienced. But at the same time, I also knew she had been suffering all that time. Really, really suffering. And I think Bishop Swansea knew, as much as he grieved, and he grieved a lot. People don't know how much he grieved over Cynthia Swansea. Even when he married Patricia Swansea, and he loved Patricia Swansea quite a bit. And she was special to him because she allowed Bishop Swansea to grieve. Not many women will do that. Many women will think of me. Don't think of that former person. Think of me. But Patricia Swansea was not like that. She is not like that. She gave her whole being to being his support, his rock. And she did it quite well. I do know that Cynthia Swansea was his love. And when she left, I think he found comfort in the fact that she would not be hurt anymore. She would not be in pain anymore. She wouldn't suffer anymore. And I think slowly I'm getting to that point that I could do that. Maybe 3-4 years ago I couldn't. Maybe I would be devastated over anything that happened to Sister Heyman. But with all the things that have taken place now, no, I'm not saying she's going to die. I'm not saying that. I really try to keep it out of my mind. But I've come to a place now that if something should happen in that way, that I know God knows what needed to be done. He knows that his daughter needed to rest. It needed to be taken out of this body of pain and sorrow. Not many people knew this, but she has conditions that affected her her entire life, especially lupus, which I found out now. Lupus attacked her lungs. That's why she had this fluid. It's surprising it wasn't more than what was shown, because lupus will destroy your organs, make them non-functional. And many people die from the complications resulting from lupus. And as I said before, what lupus does, and I try to explain it in this way, and I'll keep explaining because it seems to be the best that we can understand it. Imagine that you're the President of the United States. I know you're thinking about the ones in it, but imagine you're the President of the United States. And someone or some country is invading your land. And the president, you, calls upon the various sectors of the military, the Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force. I want to say Space Force, okay, Space Force, National Guard, everybody, Coast Guard. And so as you order them to attack the enemy, they don't attack the enemy. They attack Chicago, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, New York, all the major cities, and their own bases. Fort Camp Pendleton, Fort Bragg, 29 Palms, all the various Air Force bases and so on. Doesn't touch the enemy. The enemy, not only does the enemy have free course over the country, but your own military is destroying you. That's lupus. That, in a nutshell, is lupus. So you have a choice. You allow lupus to ravage you, maybe, hopefully, aloof if the enemy is hindered. Or you try to minimize the damage caused by your own military by reducing the immune system. But you know if you do that, the enemy outside has more of an opportunity to attack you. That's been Sister Heyman's dilemma all of her life. That's been what she had been facing. And for her to be upon this earth for over 60 years, to have a son, I know she wanted more children, but at least one. She was able to see her grandson. Maybe not in the best of conditions, but she's able to see him. That's why I could say this has been a blessing. The Lord has kept her this long. But if the Lord decides she's had enough, then I have to accept it. And I will cry. I will cry a lot. And I hope you guys will let me cry. Because I won't be crying because of someone that has no hope. But I'll miss her. One of the reasons why I come to the hospital and I stay with her because I'll miss her. I tell people, frankly now, I can't put her in a home because I'll miss her. Even if she's laying there, the fact that she's laying there and I can see her gives me strength to do whatever I can do. And the Lord knows it. So this is what I think about, saints. I think about not the bad things that are happening. I think about she's with me. She turns her head. She smiles at me. She responds to me. She allows me to do things for her, to change her, to give her food, to take her wherever she needs to go. And if I hand her off to someone because I can't do it myself, then she allows them to do it as well. Because she knows that I won't let anyone do anything to her that will put her in danger. We have that communication even if it's not totally verbal. So I thank God for allowing us to be able to have known each other for this longer period of time. And that our love has gone beyond sexual. It's heartfelt. It's, I feel good just holding her hand. And then she sometimes wants to hold my shoulder, my head, there are times when she's in bed and I sit next to her, have a chair. She'll reach over, she'll touch my arm, just to let her know that I'm still there. Those are the things. And I know she's saved. I know she's saved. I know she depends on Jesus. If she's in pain, she cries out, "Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus." Because she knows where her comfort comes from. So this was not meant to be a sad thing, saints. This particular session here, it was meant really to be a time of reflection. Because I'm in a reflection room. I'm in a meditation room. But the Lord has allowed me to see her, watch over her, take care of her. And I will continue to do that with the best of my ability and with all of my resources. So, today is the day. The devil tried to say, your neck hurts. You're falling back. You see, you messed up your back, didn't you? No, because I can lay down and I just need a rest. I understood why my neck was hurting. Because it's a long way from the parking lot to her room. And I was careful. I used a walker. But, and they said, well, we're going to put this. Well, they said, well, she has more fluid in her. Well, the fluid needed to be out of her a long time ago. So I'm glad they finally decided to do something about it. So I'm at peace. Saints, be at peace. Let the Lord be with you so no matter what happens, you're at peace. And you give God the glory. I truly do love you all. You take care of yourselves. And may God truly and richly bless you above all that we ask or even think. Love you all. In Jesus' name.